Gardner's Band Literature class. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Daniel Irwin. I am a senior studying instrumental music ed up here at Appalachian. And if you're watching this, I'm going to assume that you are encountering some of the same problems that I did when I was in Bandlit last year, in that the timeliner software that Dr. Gardner prescribed just wasn't quite working out for you. So this is just a short little tutorial on what I did as an alternative for that class. First things first, pause the video, jot down that URL. This website, for me, at least for the last few months, without fail, copy, paste the YouTube link, put it right in there, convert, and then it'll give you a prompt to download the MP3 audio file. Once all of that is taken care of, what I essentially assembled and turned in was a very heavily engineered PowerPoint presentation that has several different components that make it work. So first of all, we have our audio up here that I imported, insert audio. I have it engineered in playback to hide during the show so that this little icon isn't visible while we're watching it. It plays automatically, so it starts as soon as the slide changes, and then I have it set to play across slides so that as the slides change, the audio will keep rolling. Before you start worrying about like the text boxes and everything else, I would highly recommend doing some very intense score study and getting timestamps for all of the important moments that you want to write about. For example, this text box right here talks about the first 3 bars of the piece. However, as you can see in the animation pane over here, which is the second component that makes this thing run, I have it engineered so that this first text box appears with the previous thing, which is the slide transition. However, this text box does not appear until 7.5 seconds in. I personally didn't want both of these to be displaying at the same time, so I also engineered this first text box to disappear, with the previous animation, 7.5 seconds, after the start of the slide. And then go over to the transitions tab over here. I have told the entire slide to automatically transfer after 16 seconds, because 16 seconds is roughly the timestamp of bar 9, which is the next thing that I wanted to talk about. In terms of like making it look the way it does, these are all boxes that I put in from, insert shapes. You can do like solid, whatever you want. These are all lines that I put in, varying heights. And these are all just text boxes that float around. Some of them are animated, some of them are not. But I will give you a nice little preview of what this thing looks like in motion. As well as I'll also be uploading the PowerPoint itself to Dr. Gardner so that you can look at this and pick it apart, see how it works. This is just a little warning. Some professors are better with technology than others. I've sent presentations of this nature to classes that were not band literature, and let's just say that the professors just kind of broke them. It was sad. But anyway, here we go. Cool. So now that you have an idea of how everything works, there is one other thing that I do think is worth mentioning. If I were to do this project again, I would do it differently. In that, instead of having this be one slide with lots of animations, I would instead make this 2 separate slides, not even bother with the audio, and then save this as 2 separate slides, one with this text box and the other with this text box. Then hop over into File, Save As, and you can actually opt to have the entire PowerPoint presentation with all your text boxes all over the place saved as, images. Hop over into Windows Movie Maker, import your photos from the folder that they will go into that you literally just saved from the PowerPoint presentation, and then add music, and then instead of worrying about all the animations, you can just it cut off for just a moment there. So like I was saying, you can just import your video or import your photos, excuse me, from the folder that the PowerPoint will save to as an image file, and then you can add your music and then just drag all of the slides along the audio timeline, and then you can pop over, file, save. It'll say save movie, and you can save it as an MP4, and then just upload it to YouTube, send that to Dr. Gardner, and everything's all hunky dory. So that is what I did for my Bandlit project, what I would do differently if I had the opportunity to do it again. Like I said earlier, I will also be sharing the actual presentation itself with you all, so if you want to take that route, you can pick it apart and really see how it works. And email, me, my email is irwindv@appstate.edu, that's IRWINDV, etc. If you've got any questions about how any of this works. And I wish you all the best of luck with your projects and with the semester. I will see you around Broyhill.